A few months ago, I posted a shorter version of this, and a bunch of you asked me to expand it with every single detail, no skipping anything. So here it is, the uncensored, full-length version. Pure text, no images, no shortcuts. It's long, like novel long, but every paragraph is there for a reason. If you get tired, no hard feelings. If you make it to the end, thank you for sticking with me. I'm writing this to finally get it off my chest once and for all. My name is Mateo, not real, but it works for the story. I'm the younger brother by 4 years. Alex was always the star of the family. Charming, funny, the guy who could win anyone over in seconds. I was the quiet one, the good student, the one who helped mom around the house without being asked and got straight A's without making a fuss. Dad, who was a mechanic his whole life, used to say the same line. Alex has people skills, Mateo has a brain for numbers. It sounded like a compliment, but in practice it meant Alex could break everything and I had to fix it. The pattern started early. When I was 9 and he was 13, Alex took the money I'd saved for months cutting grass in the neighborhood, about 120 sols I was saving for an old console. He blew it all on candy and pizzas with his friends. When I confronted him, he said, "Relax, little bro, I'll pay you back." He never did. Instead, when mom asked why I was crying, Alex told her I'd lost the money because I'm clumsy. I got grounded for not taking care of my things. That was the first lesson I learned. Alex does, I pay. Fast forward to adulthood. I worked my ass off to study. Full scholarship for systems engineering at a private university, paid internships from third year, steady job at a big software company in Lima by age 23. Decent salary, rented apartment in Surco, stable life. Alex stayed back in the small town with dad at the workshop. It wasn't that he couldn't study, he just didn't want to. He preferred shortcuts, parties, gambling, quick money schemes. Dad always covered for him. He's young, he'll grow up, he'd say. In 2018, Dad had a massive heart attack. He died in 3 days. The will was clear. The workshop, land plus building plus tools plus clientele, split 50/50 between the two sons, but with the explicit condition that it be run together or one by the other out at fair market value. Alex lost it. I stayed here taking care of him until the end. You left for the city to play big shot. This is mine. All I wanted was my half in cash so I could invest in my career. I offered to buy him out or have him buy me out. He refused. There's no money, Mateo. If you want it, come work with me. I knew I'd never work with him. Then I found out why he wouldn't let go. He was already using the workshop as a front for a small auto parts theft ring. He stripped stolen vehicles from the area, sold the pieces on Facebook Marketplace and OLX at ridiculous prices. Everything under the workshop's name. I told him if he kept it up, I was walking away and reporting it. He stared me down and said, "Try it. See who believes you." The guy who left and abandoned the family. On October 17, 2019, at 4:17 a.m., the police station in town called me. "Mr. Mateo Vargas, there's an arrest warrant for aggravated robbery and receiving stolen goods. Present yourself immediately or we'll come get you." I was asleep in my apartment in Lima. I had no idea what was happening. They drove me back to town in handcuffs that same morning. The accusation, a Toyota Hilux pickup had been stolen in Trujillo 10 days earlier. They found it stripped in a field near town. Inside, tools from the workshop engraved with my name, punched in, a sales receipt for the part signed with my signature, perfect forgery, and one of my fingerprints on an impact wrench. The witness, a guy nicknamed El Chino Ramirez, one of Alex's buddies, swore under oath he'd seen me loading the boxes at the workshop at midnight the day of the theft. I had an alibi. I was at a tech conference in Lima that entire weekend. Tickets, photos, witnesses. None of it mattered. The judge said I could have driven back at night. My public defender was a kid fresh out of law school who barely spoke during hearings. Alex testified with tears in his eyes. My brother always envied me. He said the workshop was too small for him, that he wanted to sell everything and leave. He threatened me several times that he'd take what was mine. Mom cried defending me, saying I'd never do something like that, but the uncles, cousins, and half the town sided with Alex. He stayed, Mateo left. Sentence: 2 years and 8 months in medium security prison. I lost my job, company policy, zero tolerance for criminal records. I lost my girlfriend, She said she couldn't handle the family and social pressure. I lost my apartment, couldn't pay rent. I lost my reputation. In prison, I shared a cell with a former programmer who'd gone down for computer fraud. He taught me everything: advanced Python, OSINT, how to investigate people without leaving traces, how to create disposable digital identities, how to monitor without breaking any laws. Revenge isn't a punch, he told me. It's a marathon. I took it literally. I got out on parole on April 12, 2021, after 19 months and 26 days. I went back to town just one afternoon. Mom hugged me crying. Alex saw me from the workshop door, arms crossed, and gave me a smile. "Welcome home, little brother. You here to work or just to watch?" I left that same night. And that's when the long game began. The slow one. The silent one. Years 1 to 2. Observation and preparation, 2021 to 2023. Back in Lima. Remote freelance work, low but steady pay. Lived in a cheap furnished room. Saved 70% of every paycheck. Meanwhile, I built a routine of passive monitoring. Fake accounts on every social network. Google alerts on his name. Subscriptions to local Facebook groups. Everything through VPNs and throwaway emails. I learned Alex had married Sarah, a sweet but very naive girl who worked as a cashier at a supermarket. They had a 2-year-old daughter and another baby on the way. I also learned he'd taken out 4 loans using the workshop as collateral. He inflated repair invoices to show high income. He was losing huge amounts on online sports betting, Bet365, BetSun, multiple accounts. He was drowning in debt. Year 3. Planting seeds in the marriage, 2023. I started subtle. Fake female Instagram profile, old high school friend of Sarah's. Messaged her. "Hey Sarah, we don't know each other much, but I saw Alex at a bar a few weeks ago with a girl who wasn't you. I wasn't sure if I should say anything, but it felt wrong." Attached a blurry photo I'd taken myself from a distance. Alex leaving a motel with some woman. Sarah replied, nervous. Over the next few months, I dripped more evidence. Screenshots of WhatsApp chats Alex had. He used the same number for the workshop and everything. Never changed privacy settings. Never hacked anything. Just social engineering and observation. Sarah started checking his phone. Found messages with 3 different women. They fought hard. He manipulated her, saying they were customers. But the doubt was planted. Year 4. Financial hit, 2024. Alex needed a big loan to expand the workshop, really to cover gambling debts. He used fake financial statements. From anonymous accounts, I sent fraud suspicion reports to the 3 main banks. I attached public links to marketplace listings where he was selling auto parts with serial numbers matching vehicles reported stolen in the previous 18 months. I didn't invent anything, just connected information already out there on the internet. 2 banks rejected the loan. The third approved only half the amount at sky-high interest. He had to sell 2 hydraulic lifts and a wheel balancer to cover overdue payments. The workshop started looking abandoned. Loyal customers left. "It's not the same Alex anymore," they said. Year 5. The total break, 2025. I sent Sarah, from a temporary email, a professionally edited bank statement. It showed transfers from the workshop account to online gambling sites, totaling over 45,000 sols in 1 year. I made it so realistic it even had the bank logo and exact format. She confronted him. Alex exploded verbally, called her paranoid, crazy, said if she kept it up, she'd regret it. Sarah grabbed the kids and left for her mom's house that same night. She filed for divorce. The judge ordered asset division. Since the workshop had never been legally split, Sarah got 50% of the appraised value. Alex had to take out a personal loan to pay her off. He was left with debt, a loan, drinking heavily, and a half-empty workshop. Years 6 to 7. The final nail, 2025 to 2026. Desperate, Alex went back to stealing but got sloppier. Sold stolen parts openly. I kept monitoring. In October 2025, I sent an anonymous tip to the Vehicle Theft Investigation Division. Detailed list of listings, photos, chassis numbers, dates. All public information, but connected. Raid on November 3, 2025. They found 9 stripped vehicles, parts with stolen serials, fake paperwork. Alex arrested for aggravated receiving stolen goods, criminal conspiracy, and money laundering. During the investigation, everything came out. El Chino Ramirez confessed Alex paid him 500 sols to testify against me in 2019. My fingerprints were explained. Alex used a glass I drank from during a visit in 2018 and transferred them. My conviction was overturned in February 2026. I received state compensation, 210,000 sols. With that money, I bought Alex's share of the workshop. It was seized and auctioned off at rock bottom price. Now it's 100% mine. I cleaned it up, modernized it, hired honest people. Mom lives with me in a house I bought in town. She cries with pride every time she sees the new sign. Alex got out on parole 2 months ago. Lives in a rented room on the outskirts. Works washing cars at a car wash for 40 sols a day. When he sees me on the street, he looks down and walks faster. I never said a word to him, never approached him, never bragged. I just sent him one anonymous letter in prison right before he got out. Life is hard, Alex. You should have stayed quiet. And that's it. I keep working. I keep living. I sleep peacefully for the first time since 2019. Thanks for reading this monster post. If anyone made it this far, tell me what you felt. Justice? Too much? Or just karma in slow motion?